Hello, what is up guys? Minx here. I'm finally back making proper long form videos, and yes, I have to talk about this episode. It will be a shame if I don't say anything about it. My Hero Academia Season 7 Episode 19, titled I Am Here. What a phenomenal and generational episode. The Todoroki family plotline comes to a full circle. Can't say that it was a happy ending at all, but it was probably somewhat peaceful. This episode adapts the rest of chapter 385 from the last episode and chapters 386 to 390, which is 5.5 chapters. The episode begins with this ex-pro hero, Death Arms, actually saving some civilians after he went ahead and quit being a pro hero, and now his body moved on its own, just like how he saw Deku in episode 1 of the series. And he's doing what he has to do, and Deku has inspired him to do the same thing. Dabi is going absolutely berserk. He's just turning himself into a human bomb, and Tsukauchi's face is absolutely telling off the grave situation that all the heroes and civilians are facing right now. He's always calm, but this time knowing that the two demon lords Shigaraki and All For One are coming together once again sends a shiver down his spine, and the hopelessness and how dire the situation is can actually be felt. The amount of impact frames here is ridiculous. Just how many impact frames do you need? Some of the impact frames also reference some stuff like this All Might one and the Endeavor Dabi one, and the compositing is really good here. Even when it was cracking on Dabi's body, the black background complements it really well too, to make the blue stand out a lot. I love the scene when Ida acknowledges that Shoto is truly going through it and wants to help him in any way possible, as Shoto also helped Ida back in season 2 when his brother was attacked by Stain. Just when all hope seems to fail, All Might comes to save the day with a plan, as he states that they still have someone on their side who can stall All For One for some time and face him. All Might was just being a teacher here, and just like always, he prioritized his time towards his students. He acknowledges Ida and is very aware of his talents, as well as Shoto, understanding that the two of them combining their powers will be an unstoppable force. He believes in Shoto and tells him to try and do what he can to stop Toya, and Shoto is mounted on Ida's back, riding him into the intense battle of Dabi and Endeavor. Before they leave, we see Stain watching the two of them. The parallels between Shoto and Ida, and Stain seeing the actions of his words towards All Might in the previous season. Even though All Might is quirkless, he can still do something to be a hero. And Stain has always respected All Might as being the true hero, so that's why he wanted to help him out. And now All Might is helping out his students. The animation of them flying into the battle looked crazy. The lines, the motion, oh my god, the faces were crazy. Yutaka Nakamura finally came back to MHA and did the sequence, and it is definitely one of the best animated sequences of this entire season or even the series itself. It very well showcases the extreme speed at which Ida was traveling. Despite All For One being the strong evil villain, Shigaraki has so much hatred in him towards All Might that it is actually affecting All For One's original body, making him more wary of other people who stand in his way. Tsukauchi calls All Might and he tells him that he's an idiot, he can't do anything and should stop, he's just quirkless. And we see that moment from episode 1 where Izuku asked All Might if someone like him could become a hero without a quirk. But right now All Might knows what to do. We see All For One getting angry, and with his crazy expression he sees All Might in his path. All Might then says his iconic I am here, and his suitcase and car begin to form a suit pretty much like Iron Man, and the episode title drops. Now we finally go to Endeavor vs Dabi, and Dabi starts to regress back to when he was a child, not only talking about his dad but also his two siblings and his mother, and tells his dad to watch him, and seeing him as a child showing his fire fist to his dad and it transitioning into his current state was heartbreaking. This is where Endeavor chose not to kill Toya but to try to do what he can to stop him. Endeavor sees that Rei's quirk has finally started to manifest itself in Toya, and seeing this made him realize that this is truly his atonement and his responsibility to bear. It is because of him what made Toya into Dabi, and he thought that it was an atonement just for him, but he realized that all this time Dabi was watching him. I do feel deep down that despite Toya hating his family and especially Endeavor making him feel bad about what he did to Dabi, it wasn't enough for him. He kept going after Endeavor and Shoto. I feel like deep down he still had a strong connection to them, and he still wanted to see what they would do, what type of person they would become, and maybe a part of him wanted Endeavor to atone. Regardless, it was a pretty emotional scene. Rei comes in, which was very shocking, and tries to stop Toya from exploding away. And not just Rei, but Natsu and Fuyumi are here as well. Fuyumi begs Toya not to destroy anyone else, and she cannot bear to lose anyone, showing her soft heart. Whereas Natsu is quite different. He just tells him to stop already and stop causing trouble, and calls him a stupid brother. We have this emotional scene of a possible future of Toya still being a part of the Todoroki family, and we finally get to truly understand what Toya wanted. All he wanted was his family to see him for who he was, not what he could do and become, and Endeavor was always wanting him to become this powerful hero who could defeat All Might, and that just messed up Toya's mind. All he wanted to do was make his father proud, and he got annoyed when he couldn't succeed, and seeing how toxic Endeavor was to Shoto after Toya left, that frustrated him even more, and it angered him deep down. He wanted to see these people see him for who he was as a person, as Toya Todoroki. The anime expanded on these scenes, and we have multiple different angles and some amazing Sakuga. And the part where Ida and Shoto just used peak aerodynamics to cover hundreds of kilometers in minutes was just godly. Meidi and Takeshi Morita just killed it. Like the animation, I'm getting speechless here. Studio Bones just snapped on this, and they are on fire this season. The entire sequence of the jet they used till they landed, and Ida's words of him thanking Shoto for making him realize who he is was very powerful, and the OST made the scene 10 times better. Also, Toshiyuki Sato did this sequence, and this is just killing me. This is My Hero Academia. The lines, the colors, the flashiness is just something else, and it also tells you how painful it was for Toya. The Todorokis are finally able to put down Toya. Toya says to himself that he wants everyone to die, including himself. He starts to tear up, and oh gosh, the tears freezing away really got me crying. Endeavor starts to apologize to him and the family, and Toya just says, "I hate you" over and over again. The voice actor of Endeavor did a phenomenal job, and I have probably never heard him in a tone like this. It got really intense, and he put us all into that scene. But that's how the episode comes to an end. Overall, from manga to anime, this was a beautifully adapted episode. Sure, there were 1 or 2 panels that looked a bit better in the manga, but overall this episode has solid artwork, coloring, lighting, animation, top tier OST and voice actors of course. The Todoroki family saga has possibly been the best and most well written aspect in all of MHA, and this episode hands down gets a 10 out of 10 from me. It's crazy to think about how we only have 2 episodes left until the finale. This season has flown by real quick, and it just might be the best season of MHA and one of the best airing animes this year. It has been getting only better and better with every week's episode, and with the episode ending at chapter 390, it's truly not that long to go until the end, which is at chapter 430. We're definitely getting a season 8 probably in less than 18 months, and that will be the final season, or will it be a series of films like Demon Slayer and Haikyuu? Well, only Studio Bones knows. Let me know in the comments down below, what did you guys think of this episode? Did you like it or did you hate it? And make sure to subscribe for more My Hero Academia review videos, and I do make some videos on other animes as well. It's just that I'm not getting time at all right now, but yeah, so I'll take a leave now. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.